Hello there, my wonderful misfortunes. It's delightful to have you back here on the channel where we explore the enchanting realm of magnificent mishaps. Today we're plunging into the depths of Season 2, Episode 8 of the Gilded Age, titled Winning and Losing. If you happen to miss the breakdown of Episode 7, be sure to catch up by watching that video. However, before we embark on this adventure, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell, ensuring you never miss any of the exhilarating new content I bring to you. Now, let's delve into the intricate details of this captivating season finale and get ready for a thrilling night at the opera as the Gilded Age Season 2 finale takes center stage. In this episode, the glamorous Bertha Russell pulls off a last-minute move to secure the Duke of Buckingham as her esteemed guest at the Met. Meanwhile, Agnes Van Ryan finds herself caught in the middle of the fierce rivalry between the Met and the Academy Opera. As if that wasn't enough, Agnes is also grappling with the aftermath of her son Oscar's involvement in a devastating financial scam. On the other hand, Ada is mourning the loss of her beloved husband, adding a touch of melancholy to the proceedings. Amidst all the chaos, Marian is faced with a life-altering decision about marriage, while Peggy finds herself at a crossroads, forced to make a difficult choice. Brace yourself for an unforgettable night of triumphs and tribulations in the Gilded Age Season 2, Episode 8 in terms of winning and losing. George Russell believes that the Met opening will be a tremendous success regardless of whether or not the guest of honor attends. He is adamant about not spending any more money on the event. However, in order to sell the remaining tickets, Mr. Gilbert decides to leak news of the special guest to the newspaper. Now, Bertha must come up with a plan to entice the Duke to return. Money becomes a major concern for the Van Ryans, especially for Agnes, who realizes that if she sells her luxurious 61st Street residence, she will have to live a more modest lifestyle. Agnes directs all her anger towards Oscar, who can only offer apologies. The staff is informed that not everyone will be able to keep their jobs, but the job listings in the newspaper are not very promising. Fortunately, there is some good news for Footman Jack. His patent application for the alarm clock escape wheel is accepted. However, he is unsure about what steps to take next. Luckily, Marian introduces him to Larry Russell. Although Larry doesn't know much about clocks, he has connections and promises to explore the possibilities of turning this invention into a business venture. Larry also extends an invitation to Marian to accompany him as his guest to the Met, which he eagerly accepts. Next day, when Dayshell arrives to pick up Marian for school, she decides to end their engagement. The reason behind her decision: Dayshell is still grieving over his deceased wife, and Marian realizes that she doesn't love him in the same way. After Dayshell leaves, Ada confesses that she had also noticed a lack of chemistry between them. It's better to call off the engagement now rather than waiting until Marian is about to walk down the aisle. Meanwhile, Bertha is determined to change the Duke's mind and pays a visit to his hotel. It won't be easy, especially since Mrs. Astor has made grand promises. But what does Bertha have that Mrs. Astor doesn't? Over in Brooklyn, Thomas tries to persuade Peggy to reconsider her resignation. However, Peggy knows that she can't work closely with him without letting her emotions interfere. She plans to continue using her voice and has aspirations of writing a novel. Earlier, Bertha had graciously offered Mrs. Bruce, the housekeeper, 2 tickets to the Met, fulfilling her lifelong dream. Mrs. Bruce was overjoyed and couldn't contain her excitement. She couldn't help but ask if she could invite the talented chef, Mr. Borden, as her +1. Bertha had no objections and happily agreed. Happily, in the Russell kitchen, there was a flurry of activity as everyone prepared for the grand evening. Amidst the hustle and bustle, they found a moment to bid farewell to Watson, who was leaving his job to spend time with his daughter. As the evening unfolded, the atmosphere at the Met was electric. Everyone was dressed in their finest opera attire, and the theater was abuzz with anticipation. Mrs. Bruce was in awe of the grandeur around her, but Turner, on the other hand, was seething with anger upon discovering that she hadn't been assigned the center box. Her husband tried to calm her down, but Turner was already devising a plan for revenge. Meanwhile, at the academy, there were numerous empty seats, but Mrs. Astor still held hope that the Duke would make an appearance. Mrs. Fish, however, wasn't taking any chances and dismissed the academy as a lifeless place. However, when she finally arrived at the Met, she turned to Bertha and exclaimed, "Tonight, American society has been reborn, and you, my dear, are at the very heart of it." To add to the excitement, the Duke chose the Met over the Academy. George couldn't help but wonder what Bertha had done to secure such a prestigious privilege. However, his wife remained coy, knowing full well that she had promised Gladys' hand in marriage to someone. This revelation hinted at a potential explosive battle for a third season, as George had previously vowed to support his daughter's choice of a groom. When Larry accompanies Marian back home following the opera, their long-awaited kiss finally happens. In addition to this romantic moment, Larry surprises Jack with his desire to start a business together. Brace yourselves for an influx of alarm clocks. Meanwhile, Ada and Agnes eagerly await Marian's arrival, as Ada has some incredible news to share. After meticulously going through Luke's paperwork, she uncovers a hidden fortune, meaning that downsizing is no longer necessary. Danister, recognizing Ada as the new lady of the house, adjusts his behavior accordingly. This unexpected financial solution not only provides relief, but also adds a delectable twist to the power dynamics between the sisters. The anticipation for season 3 began. My overall review: I am so glad that Marian finally told Dashiell the truth and broke the engagement off. I have to admit, I felt sorry for Dashiell. He really seemed hurt about the situation. Anywho, it was upsetting to find out that the school board was trying to be slick and have the meeting without the black teachers just because it was going their way. And what I mean is going the white people's way. This shows that we have come a long way from these people who wish to divide us. I still don't get as to why they would try to shut down the schools, all because people of a different color and background just want to learn and thrive in life. That is it. Like, the white people back then just want to live in the past and not move forward in life. At least they were able to save 2 schools. Is better than nothing. Congrats to them all. But Jesus, man, you lost the Civil War. Get over it. We did get a touching moment from Mr. and Mrs. Scott. Peggy also gave her father a kiss on the cheek. I'm happy that they are moving forward as a couple and as a family. I screamed when Ella, Larry, and Marian finally kissed each other. I am so excited for them. I hope that we get a season 3 to see how things progress between them. As for the Duke showing up at the Met, I'm not surprised. If you know the history of the Duke and Gladys, who Gladys is based off of Consuelo Vanderbilt, you would know that she marries the Duke and it was not a happy wedding. I'll just leave it at that. Overall, that is why Bertha was so keen to make sure that the Duke not only sat next to Gladys, but also to doll her up that night. Sadly, Gladys and the rest of the family doesn't know what the hell Bertha had offered the Duke in order for him to show up at the Met. I also think that this will be the undoing of Bertha and George's marriage, not ruling out Turner. We haven't seen the last of her. I have a feeling that she might end up with George after it's revealed what Bertha agreed to in order for the Duke to show up. One can only guess. And it was disheartening to see Peggy in things with Mr. Fortune. Trust me, I'm against him trying to have his cake and eat it too, but still it was sad. I wonder what she'll do now. Of course, we know she will not lose her job as Agnes' secretary due to Ada coming into some money from the late Mr. Forte. You all were right. He did have money, and a lot of it. The look on Agnes's face when Bannister turned and asked Ada if it was okay with her that he tells the staff. I laughed my butt off, especially when Ada said that there will be some changes in the house. Oh, the look on Agnes's face is priceless. I'm rooting for a season 3 for sure. It's still up in the air still, but I'll keep you all posted on that. Tell me what you thought of season finale. I'm dying to know. Till next time, take care of yourself.